pressed against my legs, sobbing. A nurse nearby wiped her own eyes. Ah, that is more like it. That guy really came through. The tiny voice perked right up the moment he felt better. That old bat kept insisting it was colic. Colic my butt. She is the one who needs her head examined. The nurse wheeled the crib toward the hallway, yet the tiny voice kept going. Some pediatric authority. Her diagnostic skills are worse than the sandwich guy downstairs. I bit back a laugh and pretended I had not heard a thing. At the far end of the corridor, Margot stood by the window, her back rigid. I walked over to her. Dr. Aldrich, the baby is fine. The results are in, and it was an incarcerated hernia. I held up the report. You agreed earlier that you would stop pulling rank. So, do you have anything to say now? When I handed her the ultrasound report, she took it. She read it once, then read it again. Everyone in the room watched her. She gripped the edge of the paper, her thumb rubbing back and forth across the surface, as if she could scrub the words off it. Well, your approach was certainly unconventional. I blinked. I'm sorry? I said you have nerve. She pushed the report back toward me. The textbook symptoms did not match, so you took a shot in the dark with an atypical presentation. You guessed right, and you got lucky. I stared at her face, cycling through every reaction I had braced myself for. I had expected anger, embarrassment, silence, or deflection. None of them matched what she did now, which was brushing the entire result aside as nothing more than a lucky guess. You think this was luck? What else would it be? She pulled her hands back and slipped them into the pockets of her white coat. A resident with 3 months of rotations, diagnosing an incarcerated hernia by palpation alone. Tell me, how many cases have you actually seen? How many pages did your textbook dedicate to it? How many surgeries did your attending let you observe? My fingers trembled and the paper shook along with them. I am the one who found it. I am the one who ordered the ultrasound. I am the one who pushed for surgery. All you said, from start to finish, was observe. And she tilted her chin up slightly. You think that makes you impressive? I do not think I am impressive. I held her gaze. But you owe that child an acknowledgement. He nearly died in a hospital bed because of your observation. She reached out and tapped the report on the table with one finger. Each tap was slow and deliberate, landing like she pressed into a crack in the surface. Let me tell you how things actually worked. Being right did not mean you won. I sat where I sat because I earned the right to sit there. You sat where you sat because the hospital needed to fill a slot. You want me to admit I was wrong? Make sure you can hold on to your own seat first. She lifted her finger from the table and stepped back, settling into that same unhurried composure. Dr. Aldrich, Caroline began, trying to smooth things over. The emergency corridor doors slammed open. A nurse came running in, moving so fast the hem of her coat flew behind her. Dr. Whitby, the child in the ICU is crashing. Everyone rushed toward the ICU. When the doors opened, a wall of cold, conditioned air hit us. The child in the bed was thin and small, with a tube in his neck and another threaded through his nose. The numbers on the monitor jumped erratically, and the waveforms looked bad. Margot studied the ventilator settings, made an adjustment herself, and waited a few seconds. The numbers did not move. She frowned and ordered another bedside chest x-ray. When the film came back, the radiologist glanced at it. No significant abnormalities in the lungs. It does not look like an infection. She turned her head, her gaze passing over Caroline and landing on me. You are so talented, are you not? Here is your chance. Let us see if you can prove yourself again.